Hey guys, so today I'm going to be talking about some Uber Eats tips and tricks. I have 6 of them. So if you guys enjoy the video, remember to smash the like button and subscribe. So we're going to get started with number 1. The first one, at least for me, what I think is a good thing to do is it's good to tell your customer when you're hitting their weight or if there's a delay. So with me, once I get the food, once I get into my car, I swipe to get the address to the customer. And what I do immediately is I let them know, hey, it's your Uber Eats driver. I'm on my way to your house. So they know like that you're coming. Some people do see it and others don't see it, but it doesn't matter. It's just good to let them know, oh hey, being friendly, and then you never know, you might get a tip too with it. Or they might be like, hey, they're really worried about me. And then that happened to me before. One time I texted a lady. I actually accidentally told her it's your DoorDash driver since I was so used to using DoorDash. But I told her, I'm sorry, your Uber Eats driver, and she just laughed it off. And then at the end, she gave me a $6 tip, which was really nice. But yeah, always let them know, and then let them know if there's a delay. Sometimes the restaurants might take a little bit. Usually, it's not with Uber Eats, but just in case it does take a little bit, just let them know, hey, they're still making the food. I'm sorry if I'm going to be a little bit late. Most of the time, they'll understand if you let them know. If you don't tell them, they might get a little bit upset, like, what happened, you were already at the restaurant, and all that, so it's good to let them know just in case. Okay, so the second one is I wouldn't wait directly at the restaurants, but I would stay very close to them. So what I've learned is usually I have a few hotspots. When I used to do Uber Eats, I never stayed exactly where the restaurants were, but I was very close, about not far, like 3 minutes away. So it felt like it always helped me, at least, because when I did park right next to the restaurants, I usually didn't get an order. I usually got an order like for 5 minutes away, 6 minutes away, and then I think it was a couple times that I did get them from right there, but usually I didn't get them. But if I parked like 2 or 3 minutes away from where the restaurants were, it would take me there. And then in my market, Uber Eats doesn't tell you like what restaurant you're going to. You have to make an educated guess, but since I already know my market, I knew what restaurants I was going to. So it wasn't that bad. But yeah, usually I would stay away from being directly at the restaurants. But yeah. So number 3 is always be friendly with your customers and the restaurants too. Sometimes there can be delays with the restaurants, but you can't be upset at them. It happens sometimes. It happens with every platform. It happens with Grubhub, especially Grubhub, with DoorDash, and I haven't really seen it with Postmates, but it can happen, I'm pretty sure. And then with Uber Eats, it's the same thing. Sometimes it can take a little bit longer. They can take another 5 minutes. Like, it happens. Like, you can't get upset or you can't be moody because your food isn't ready to go deliver and you have to go right away. Like, it's not. Of course, it's a big deal because the more time you stay there, the less money you're making. But at the same time, you kind of gotta see a big picture. Like, nobody's perfect. Nobody's gonna do it at all the time, like on time. Like, not even us. Even though we want to get things done at a certain time, we won't get it done all the time. We'll get it done most of the time if we put our minds to it, but we won't get it done all the time. So it just happens. But be friendly with them, and then always be friendly with the customers. Clearly, always be happy around them. Give them a smile if you do smile, but don't be in a pissy mood. Don't be too moody. Just try to stay very even. At least I always stay even. And I'm always smiling when I get to the customer, and I always say, have a great day. But that's up to you guys. So, number 4 would be don't take every order. I don't take every order personally. I just usually take the restaurants that I feel like I do know. So, like I said, in my market, you don't know what restaurant you're going to, but since I know what restaurants are near me or where they would be, I have an idea of what it's gonna be. So if I feel like it's gonna be McDonald's, most of the time I won't take it unless it's very slow. And then I would rather take something, since Uber Eats mostly has fast food, but I'd rather take like a decent restaurant or something a little bit better than McDonald's, where I might get tipped a little bit more. Because usually with McDonald's, if you do get tipped, it's not too high. It's $1 or two, which isn't too much. But yeah, I wouldn't take everything, especially with the people that do see the order. I'm definitely not taking everything because So now with the new pay model with the other regions or the other towns and stuff like that, you get the amount and you don't get paid anymore for time and everything. It's all calculated already. So you have to know what to take and what not to take, and that depends on what market you're in, and you have to really know your restaurants for that. But yeah, I wouldn't take everything. So number 5 is I always have quarters with me, and you should too, just in case. So sometimes we might, most of the time we'll go to big places where there's gonna be free parking and everything. At least in LA, there's not a lot of free parking, especially in downtown. So you definitely need your quarters down there. But even where I work, most of the time I don't need them. But there's been certain times where it has brought me to a place where I have to park where there's a meter, and then it's just to be very secure. And you don't want to get a ticket. You don't get a $90 ticket. You don't want to get $100 ticket, 80, 70, whatever it is in your market. You don't want to get a ticket. Period. Like, it's not worth it. Like, bring $3 worth of quarters, put in a quarter. If you think it's gonna take a little bit longer, then put in a little bit more, 2 quarters. It's not the biggest of deals. You're not gonna lose money, and it's like I said, it's better to put 25 cents, even 50 cents, instead of losing $50 to $100. It's not worth it. So have your quarters with you just in case, especially in downtown. People that do it in downtown, you definitely have to have quarters with you all the time. And then number 6 is don't feel too pressured to get to the customer quickly. Like, we all want to get to the customer quickly so we can get to our next one, but don't feel like you have to do it only because you don't have to be at a certain time. The customer, Uber Eats does tell the customer around what time you're going to get there, just an estimated time, but it doesn't mean you have to be speeding. Like, sometimes with DoorDash, especially DoorDash, they're the ones that you have to kind of like be on your tippy toes, especially if the restaurant is slow and you're late with the food. And then if you're worried about your on time rating, most of the time it's not a big deal, but some people are very, very, very worried about that. So they try to rush, or they'll speed, or they'll do some illegal stuff, and it's not good. Take your time. Go your speed limit or go whatever your limit you are. Don't try to force yourself, especially because it's not the biggest of deals. Like, of course, like I said, you do want to get it to your customer as fast as you can, but it doesn't mean you have to be, breaking rules and then having to pay for it with tickets and stuff like that. Just take your time, do what you have to do, be calm, be patient, let your customer know, like I said, that you're going to their house, and then they'll understand, and then they're not going to be too pushy about it most of the time. But yeah, guys, so those were my 6 tips and tricks for Uber Eats. And like I said, if you like the videos, give me a thumbs up and subscribe. So thank you, guys.